Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Oriel Morrison-Higgins and I'm joined today by Geoff Laing, the Managing Director of Anax Metals, and Danny George, the Chief Operating Officer there. Gentlemen, welcome. Great to have you both with us.
Hello, Oriel. Great to be with you again.
Thanks, Oriel. Good to speak to you.
Now, Geoff, let me kick things off with you. You've just started your front-end engineering design at Whim Creek and drills are turning. A couple of big steps there. Can you give us a bit of an update?
Yeah, it's certainly an exciting time for us. The front-end engineering is a critical step in moving towards the final investment decision. It's the step that sort of bridges going from the definitive feasibility through into the detailed engineering, and there'll be a bit more on that in a minute. So that's very important for us and a strong signal to the market that we're moving towards the really important part of this whole process. And then when we last spoke, it was all about exploration and drilling, and just wanting to update you, the drill rig is turning. It's up at Mons Cupri, perfect drilling conditions, and just to say to everyone, watch the space. It's exciting times for us to be doing some exploration work along with all of the engineering that we're going to be talking about.
We're certainly going to be watching it very closely, Geoff. Thank you for that update. Danny, let me bring you in here. First of all, congratulations on the new role. You've obviously delivered mining projects, by the looks of it, all over the world. What did you see at Whim Creek that made you want to be part of this?
What really drew me to Anax Metals was the sheer potential to unlock value at the Whim Creek project. It's rare to find a copper-based polymetallic asset that combines significant existing infrastructure with such a clear pathway to near-term production. What also stood out was the opportunity to establish a modern polymetallic processing hub for nearby stranded assets that had all the foundational pieces in place, such as the permits and the existing crushing and NPI infrastructure. My focus as Chief Operating Officer is to convert and advance that strong groundwork into delivering the baseline project into a financially sustainable operation.
That is really exciting times. Can you take us through, Danny, the process of the front-end engineering design, or FEED as it is also known?
Yes, will do. So FEED, or is also known as front-end engineering design. It is the bridge between studies and execution planning, and it aims to de-risk execution in simple terms. So during the FEED, we will be firming up all our process design, which would enable the tendering and evaluation of all long lead equipment, which would enable us to drive the critical path during the execution phase. We will also be engaging with constructors through an ECI arrangement during FEED to get cost certainty on construction labor, plant, and just the general market conditions as they currently stand. So constructability input from these contractors will influence the design decisions that we make now during the FEED. And by undertaking these activities, we are de-risking the Whim Creek project by getting a firm understanding of the critical path as well as price certainty. So the FEED would run concurrent to the current financing and offtake planning discussions and any revised exploration upside that may arise from the current drilling campaign. So this information is vital to understand before we approach stakeholders with a recommendation to make the financial investment.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, Geoff, you do have some of these offtake discussions that Danny just mentioned. They're certainly in play at the moment. And at the same time, you've got, 40 million, I believe, in indicative debt funding at play there too. So where are you at on that side of things?
Yeah, so that's really the critical point, is getting the package of funding in place. And the 40 million, we're talking 40 million US indicative offers, are generally linked to the offtake, so the two come together. And that process is progressing very well. We, as we've mentioned before, a number of parties now have put in offers, have been in the process of completing their due diligence. Those processes are now well advanced, and we're assessing updated offers as we speak. And we certainly expect that within the next short while, and I'm talking about within the next couple of months, we will have a firm offer on the table. That's what we're aiming for, and that will be a precursor then to locking in the second part of the the funding, which will be an equity package. And that, together with the front-end engineering, will mean that we're perfectly placed for the final investment decision and to get into the actual development and construction next year.
Well, so that's part of the exciting bit, isn't it? So, Danny, jump in here and tell us just how quickly, with this pending investment decision in Q4, how quickly can you actually get into construction?
Following FID in Q4 this year, we will immediately execute all long lead contracts that come out of the FEED over an 18-month timeline to the production of first concentrate from this new facility. Our execution philosophy is driven by concurrent and balanced execution consisting of factory-tested modularization occurring off-site, whilst site civil and infrastructure works happen concurrently on-site. So by bringing these pre-commissioned modules to a fully prepared site, we are reducing on-site construction complexity to just simple hookups and integration. That drastically lowers our cost and schedule risk and creates a much smoother runway into ramp up and steady state production.
Oh, it's certainly going to be a journey worth watching. Geoff, just before we go, can you give us a sense of when we're going to be chatting again?
Look, we've got lots on the go, so I expect we'll be talking again soon on matters finance, hopefully matters exploration, and then of course on the engineering. Now we're in a very systematic process, and we plan to keep the market fully updated with that process. So I think a fair bit of news flow to come in the next couple of months.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Oriel. Good to be with you.